Hello, it's with Amnesia here, and instead of having a big wall of text, I think I'm making a video and just kind of discuss some things on my mind. So, I haven't been here on this website, um, nor on the Baldur's Gate forums website. It's like, it just feels like, well, in the past, I was working on this game quite a lot actually, to the point where I made that Emporium where out of that uh, store where you can smith things, and I basically dropped the ball on finishing it. I ended up having all these giant lists of items somewhere, um, like all this stuff, and it yeah, I think it just got a whole bunch of work, and I was like repetitious, and like I think that killed it. I think the fun factor, but I got pretty close to it. Like there's basically the prototype of it, and that's pretty much all the items in the game. Like and then some, made magical, and then right around this time, I think what killed it also was the form. I was getting like what's the word? Uh, like I guess in trouble. I guess for working on the I don't even care. It's like this drama when I didn't have any will to deal with it. I didn't even care if I was guilty or if I was innocent. I just didn't want to deal with it. Um, it was already hard enough to work on it, so I was like, just whatever. It's good that something's being done. And also, I was kind of disheartened by the outcome of Siege of Dragonspear, like kind of the whole drama around that. It kind of felt like the series was deflated, and it seems that the Wizards of the Coast kind of felt similarly because they awarded Baldur's Gate 3 to like Larian Studios. So, and right now I think like Beamdog are just taking older games and enhancing. I want to see them make their own game, but I don't think it'll be super amazing. Um, which is bad to say because they're I want them to succeed. But anyway, I just feel like that it's like if myself, I have to make things. That's just how I work. And I was gonna do all this stuff, and then I was like, you know, say I did get this all released and fun and all, like it. I'm kind of like an exile to the whole forums over at Baldur's Gate, so it's like it won't do him any good in that community. There's this one here is like I don't know, like kind of feels like a speakeasy, I guess. Um, but here, so I was working on that, and I've been also working on another game, my own game, because I feel like uh, just like what's the point of working on somebody else's game that's ultimately not even appreciative of something you do, And it's kind of weird to say because like I might be someone who'd you know be able to one of the few people who could actually make good content for Baldur's Gate. If I really had a motivation, if I had a drive, God forbid I got paid for it. It was like the other devs who just I don't know what they were doing with the other enhancement, but I guess that's what they had at hand, I guess. But um, they're making games, good for them, I guess. Beamdog, nothing against them. It's just like damn, it feels like a missed opportunity. Anyway, um, yeah. So my game here I've been working on. So I was doing this as RPG Maker. It was like crap, but I basically like took a bicycle, made it into a helicopter. How much I modified this. So like it's like just it's 3D now. Like what's the word? Yeah, I've made it made sprites and stuff. So trying to like take the better aspects of I don't know Baldur's Gate, Diablo, some other games, and make it so it's like uh, a decent game, like something like almost like Zelda mixed with Diablo, and bits of World of Warcraft, just like RPGs I liked, and try to make what I can, yeah. So that's basically uh, what I've been up to is doing this because this RPG Maker MV just sucks as a program to work with. It's good for making maps, but even then they're 2D and the art's kind of weird, and so yeah, I have combinations of plugins like scripting, basically like creative mods, I guess you could say, to this that I don't think there's any precedent of them being combined together. So it's kind of like the wild wild west of this, which I guess if you make your own stuff, like, even from scratch, then it definitely it's like that, but times 10. But yeah, so this is taking a lot. I have one major step to do with this. That's like I have to make. I don't have to. I want to get a big loot table, with you see games of like Diablo or World of Warcraft, where you can basically, it's like a slot machine type of thing. Not like I don't like loot boxes, but it gives replayability to things. You don't just you don't. It's like, something that's interesting because you don't know what's gonna happen. Yeah. So it's kind of like a slightly darker theme, but it's also, surreal, I guess. It's its own weird balance. I do all this stuff to the art, but that's been a lot of work basically too. And I also had to see how this guy's, he's got darker. There's different. I added a whole bunch of things, like there's a whole system of quality of loot and stuff like that, and it's just like, and also this guy, he's actually from the Diablo Flare. Like Flare is like a open source Diablo like game that you can make. But this guy, I had to convert the art assets, and this guy's actually he's actually a bit of a trickery going on, where he would actually be 3 times the size, but I've scaled him down to get the detail in, but still remain the same size, so that it looks like he's actually rendered in Blender, so he's a 3D, simplified 3D model. That's why he walks, whatever. It's kind of like Shaggy, I guess, but whatever. He does have a slash animation, but I haven't put it in yet because it's all rough prototypes. But yeah, so he's got like I think there's definitely like an armored version. There's like a one with leather on it, but it's enough that I can work with and have low input, high output. So it's like I'm trying to construct a game from I guess like scratch, I suppose. And it's difficult, but also I'm also working on building a house, which is going on so far. Hopefully I can go build some more of that tomorrow. But yeah, so I've been quite busy as well. So it's like I gotta manage this and the house, and also pay bills. So it's like there's many excuses you could have, but it's still, I find this is, I don't know, more worth my time. I think at the end of the day, because I think it has more of a future, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know. I create too much stuff to make a hobby. Like, for example, all the stuff I made for this, it's like I have license to actually sell if I wanted to. If I wanted to sell a game produced out of this, I could basically. Not you should make games for money, but it's kind of like how you do things and not fail. Basically, you have to compete, I guess. Anyway, that's just a look at this, and you can attack enemies. I had to disable the loot. Get some of the combat going on here. Yeah, that's basically. And there's like 50 levels there's a lot. I gotta convert the whole older world I had into 3D, so I got a whole bunch of maps I got to do. That's a lot of work with this. And yeah, so that's that. It's my 3D game. What else I've been working on? Just also I do tanks as well, so I was doing that a little while. And this stuff is like I was trying to figure out like how do you do the magic system and like the pantheon, basically. How like Faerun has the pantheon. I was figuring out how you actually allocate and make sense of like magic, so it's not just like completely unrelatable. It's like some type of order to it, so it's not just like bad writing all the time, for lack of a better term. And so yeah, a little bit of order and science, I guess, to it, to otherwise fancy. That's what I'm kind of been thinking of. So we kind of pulled in a bunch of directions. So where are we going back here? You guys are all on this form, I think, somewhere. Yeah. So I didn't know what to type, but I'm really wondering like what's the state of Baldur's Gate, and like since Larian's doing the Baldur's Gate 3 that's kind of, I guess, like Beamdog doesn't really have a future in Baldur's Gate, I guess, or do they? Or I don't know. I'm more concerned about the people on this forum right here than, because I don't know. It's like it's been quite icy over on the Beamdog forum, so I don't like that too much. It's not worth my time, I don't think, if it's just drama all the time. It sucks because I spent so much time on the Baldur's Gate, but that's just how it goes. And the Sea Tower, that thing, weird because I want to do that, but it's also like I don't know. It's like a big drama explosion, I guess, happened. Um, and yeah, so it's like for the same amount of effort, because there's gonna be a lot of effort I have to do. With it seems like no future to it, because like even if I did make an amazing Sea Tower thing, it would be like I'd still be like an exiled modder or whatever, like somebody who just like for whatever reason is not in the clique or whatever and that's just like, well, it's not encouraging first off, but it's also kind of like just why bother with something like that? It feels like it's like self-destructive to apply so much effort to do something that'll have just probably a negative outcome. Even maybe the community like it, but it's like it's I don't know, it just doesn't feel like a good atmosphere to create things. But like I feel beside that project, like the Emporium, I can definitely do like all these items here. I can definitely do this, and I think I'll feel better about that. I always kind of wanted to come back and make an expansion, but you need money and a budget to do that. That's how Baldur's Gate was made. You need money, and a budget. You need some people. You probably need an office of actual people you can talk to, because I've been working with also with Baldur's Gate. I've been I don't know, World of Warcraft, making like a vanilla dungeon, like 3D modeling, and yeah, it's so like odd working like with people around the world, because it's just so hard to communicate. You can text like this, like but it's not really engaging. It's not really like it doesn't feel very human, I guess you could say. It feels like like a very thinned down version of it's very technical. I don't know. It doesn't feel very uh, uplifting. I don't know. Like so, yeah. That's kind of what I've been up to. Working on a house, working my own game, um, and working. As well. I have there's like a cedar mill slash shake block. What the Pacific Northwest, basically British Columbia, has lots of trees and stuff. So that's like my job I do, more or less. So it revolves around that. But yeah, I kind of come back here because I'm wondering what the state of this forum's at. Because I have kind of been away for so long, and I don't really know what to do, about this. Because like I don't know if there's any demand for this stuff anymore. I don't know if it's just like a handful of people here. Is it like I don't know. I don't know what to do with Baldur's Gate, because I like the game a lot. I like the features. I don't feel like I have a future to it. It's really weird, Like I really want to make a content for it. But I don't really feel that I have a place to do so, if it makes sense. Like it's kind of weird. It's like that iciness might end up leading to, like, if this thing, I don't know, if this, like, there's nothing like this on Steam. That's even this crap. There's nothing like this on Steam, or like all the RPG Maker games just suck. Like, most of them. Like maybe there's To the Moon. That's like more of an emotional experience than a game, really. Goddamn curse. Yeah. So this is like this game should exist basically on RPG Maker. It's like it's like you should make it on Unity or something, but I don't know. Unity was just it's like Unity's great and all, but it's really hard to make things as well. Because I'm actually more of an artist and a designer and a story writer than I want to be a coder. But I have to script and I have to code and I have to. I think that's why Roxanne, I think, for example, was so useful is not the word for it. That's just like so dehumanizing. It's like empowering. That's the word I should say. Like because I didn't know the script very good. But it's really important. All this like plugins and crap is just scripting at the end of the day. It's in like a Java, I think, JavaScript. This is like Babylon something. The 30 thing is different though. Um, yeah, it's like if this thing ever takes off, I don't know if it will or not, but or or leads to something that is even slightly interesting to play. Um, like 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 if I actually get some sort of budget even or some type of proper tool set to work with to actually extrapolate the world I want to make. Nothing like super crazy over the top, just like something that's uh, I've been writing these big ass world stuff and designing it for so long. I just feel like writing a book is kind of almost like not cowardly, but like under potential. If that makes sense. So I've been kind of designing a world for a game, not for a book. So this is kind of like a scaled down version of a scaled down version of a scaled down version of the game I want to make. So it's a start, I guess, but like I don't know where it'll lead, but I think I'll keep working on it. I think 2015 started on this, so it's been like 5 years up and down. Not constantly, but steadily. So yeah, this is I don't know where this is gonna lead. Hopefully somewhere that's interesting. I can actually polish the game, make it have content, and you know have some Diablo, Baldur's Gate, World of Warcraft, RPG, Zelda, its own thing, I guess. Graphics of Minecraft. It's like there's so many things going on with this game. It's like a collection, like all these things put together. Um, and I just gotta polish it. Work on. I'm one person though, so it's kind of difficult. Um, I'm sorry if I'm rambling. I'm just like I don't know what to say. Um, I'm like I don't know if I say like oh I'm back. I don't know if I'm gonna work on this or not or where I'm at. It's like all these things are in the air. And like the reason I like make stuff is not for myself. It's more for people. It's like uh, you know I feel like I should make things for people to enjoy because like when I first played video games, it's like that it was like a wonder. It was a sense of awe, I think, and it was like it was really engaging. I always wanted to do that, but I've always had some type of like shackle or burden or something or some type of thing occupying me. Not that I want to be a victim, nor do I endorse victimhood, but rather just like it's definitely an uphill climb. I think that's why climbs. That's why there's less and less people you actually see doing this. So people like who actually make things are quite rare, I should say. But things like this, where you come together and do things, um, it's kind of how you beat the odds, I guess. Damn, slime getting me. But yeah, so it's I feel kind of like a big guilt. I think why I'm here, more so guilt. Almost like it's like the dad that abandons the kid and he comes back like 20 years later. It's like that's like I feel like not like that, but like a lesser version of that because it's like I had this mod, I was working on it, and like Roxanne helped me with it, and I was like kind of abandoned it halfway through, and then she's like everyone's like this game thing's unfinished. I'm like yeah it is, and it feels bad because I don't like letting things hang and people I don't like having like half built quality, or it's just it bugs me. But I feel like there's that problem at the end of the day where it's like I try to make things for like the community, but the community doesn't like me over in the other form. I've been basically exiled for I don't know. It's I don't even ugh. It's just like a darkness. I say like I just don't. It just doesn't feel like a good environment to be in. So, but maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's good that I should move on. Because like if I was stuck in Baldur's Gate forever being a modder, I don't think it's like being in the cradle for too long. I might not have the drive to actually go and make these type of things. This is not just this map. This is like this is a test map actually. I've been testing things out. So there's my level brackets and there's that and like I had so many prototypes. I've had to make this game like 4 times now. I think it's four. This is the fourth. I've had to kill it and rebuild it and it's always been like a phoenix over and over and over again. Like I'm testing out biomes and stuff like that. And where is it? The bridge game. Let's see. There we go. So it's like I have a lot of like stuff to do. The map wasn't big enough, and RP Maker kind of sucks, so I had to chop it up. And this isn't even quite done yet, so I gotta convert all these maps into. Uh, that's just a blocked out version. Um, so yeah, I gotta like convert all these maps into 3D and do all that jazz. But it's like I can do it. It's just a lot of work. Um, oh, like I don't know. It's like I don't know if this is the best to listen to, but like it's just like I feel like I should say something of honesty, coming from the source, um, about where I'm at here. Because like I have this urge to go back here and finish what I started, but I also have a pull to my game, and like I don't talk to people about this stuff because it's like, oh man, it's a bit of a not a tragedy, like a more of a what's not loneliness, like a solitude. There we go. It's like a solitude, like my personal life with video, because nobody in my family makes games except my sister maybe, but she's I don't know, kind of in development hell, I think, with things. I don't know, but she's in gambling. It's different type of games. Uh, so it's like RPGs. It's like yeah. For example, when I was playing like World of Warcraft, actually my sister started me with Baldur's Gate and World of Warcraft. She's older than I am, about 11 years, and played that, and then all of a sudden I um I was the only one playing the game anymore. Like, and then like I went to private servers, and then I was raiding at near the vanilla private server of World of Warcraft, and it's like I was wondering what it's like to actually raid, so I can actually have understanding what it's like for game design, like what's the experience all about. I went to Nax Ramus and killed Kel'Thuzad like 64 times, and like got all the good gear and stuff, and it's just like at the end of it, I just kind of like there was like no I had nobody to talk with. I had like all these people, like 40 people rating, and all these like like probably 200 people I was in contact all the time, and like but none of them made games or even like music, and like and this is like I like Baldur's Gate, as you guys are here because you like Baldur's Gate, I guess, and like so there's that connection, but it's like the official game forums, like I won a contest, actually got the or a submission or something. I got the expansion pack for as a reward, Sage of Dragon Spear. I had it before, but I think it was on my PC or whatever, some weird thing. But I got it, so it was like I was in good praise with Beamdog, and then the forums, and then drama happened, and then like I didn't even care to defend myself, and then like it just like imploded, I guess, and like I was like, oh, I should just go, and now I'm here with this unfinished project, and like someone who I think was really helpful. Like I think Roxanne, I think, was quite helpful, because that was a lot of things I asked of Roxanne to do, like all those scripts and crap, and it was uh, like that was a lot of finicky business, and I'm grateful for it. I think my little thing wouldn't have worked if it didn't, but I feel kind of guilty, for abandoning it, because I don't like that. I don't like abandoning things. It doesn't feel good. There's people who have helped me a lot. It just doesn't sit right with myself. But like the amount of commitment and like effort to put into that and to get it done, I don't know if it's worth it or not. If that makes sense. Like I don't know if it's not money I'm after. It's like well, maybe it is a road to redemption, I guess, or if I even am fallen, if I'm, but I don't know, just I have different things now. Like most of the reason I try to make these things is for other people, and that it's like a very solitude is the outcome. It's a very alone thing to do, to make, and it's kind of like really weird. I don't know. My life is quite strange in many areas, but yeah, like it's I don't know. It's like I spent so much time uh, working on RPGs, and yet there's nobody to talk with to make them. It's quite odd. And people I do run into, they're quite weird. Like they're strange beyond like they're warped in some area. Like they're not fully functional social adults in some areas. Like they're like it's like the fantasy is all they have, or if that makes sense. Like for myself, it's like a passion of mine, but it's not my only facet of what I do. Because like if I didn't, I'd be a lot of darkness if I was unable to fix a lot of chaos. Because I have a lot of that in my life, not of my own creation, but rather of my inheritance. I guess I should say. I have quite a. If it was 300 years ago, my family would be wood bandits. Like that would be a good description of them. But yeah, so it's. Ugh. Um, Not that I should export these problems to people, but it just gives a context of like this crossroads I'm at, I guess. And I feel like I should say something to you guys, even if it's like a weird video that people don't like. Even the mode of this, it's like I feel like I'm obligated to say something more human to you guys, because you kind of feel it's more human interaction than just like a cold screen with like lines of text and hyperlinks, like a digital wasteland of half-spoken, communication. It just feels, I don't know, cold and dry, barren. I feel it forms. Everyone's gonna like a stranger. It's like a Venetian party where everyone's wearing masks. It just feels so artificial, you know. And I think with games, you're trying to get an illusion with real elements, and you need some type of reality and some type of human element to it. And I think with making games alone, that's kind of lost. I think with Office, there's a lot of magic. I think, but I've never had that experience because I've always been isolated. School, no one's high school, elementary school. I've always kind of been like never alone. I was actually quite, but like no one had that passion. If it makes sense. It was like, yeah, like I don't know, about 10,000 people I've kind of bumped into, but none of them made games. Like actually made them, actually like put a lot of effort into them and tried to. Myself, I'm in that category, but I feel like I'm gonna be out of it within this decade or 5 years. Hopefully, with maybe this thing I can make a game, even if it's like mediocre or like 5 to 10. Or something. I don't want it to be like that, but even if it works out like that, I would still be, feel like I grew basically. I don't know what the people here want, what they're trying to do on this forum. It seems like they're not using the official Beamdog forum. I think Roxanne's got in trouble. I don't know what I don't want to go into that. It's very nice to me, so I don't want to go into that. It's just like a Cthulhu problem. I don't want to get into it. But this person I've been with, not been with, had talked with. I forget names very easy. They're just like come and go, like thousands of them. And I don't know what people want here. And I kind of don't. I don't know what I want either. But I want to make something. I know that. That's one thing I want to make. I want to create things, but I don't know if this is a place to do it. If this is really the place to sink the flag into and work. It's like, is Baldur's Gate dying? Like it was made like 20 years ago, pretty much, or more than that, and I don't know if people are still playing it. Is it yesteryear's thing where you just your hobby and tinker around with it, or is there still life to it? Like I wonder if I'm in like an echo chamber. If this I wonder if this is an echo chamber that's I was looking at the numbers and like not even like 1 million people played Baldur's Gate. I don't think. I think it's like 100,000 something like that. It's a fraction of. It's like a niche game in some areas. Maybe due to marketing, it's a nice game. I think it's better than Diablo, but like it definitely has. It's not like a super widely known game. It's like known of, but it's not like played by everybody like the way Diablo, World of Warcraft, um, Minecraft are, for example. Not that that's always good, but I'm saying that it is a factor. Like, is why there's less people. I kind of wonder that. And also, the successor of it is made by Larian, person who's new to the series and kind of like a outsider to it. Spiritual successor, I suppose, almost like Dragon Age, but different. But like, I always kind of want to make a expansion, but you need like the proper copyright and legal and a budget moreover. And I don't even know if that's a good idea. Even more like a prestige feather in the hat type of thing. Because like, if you're gonna do that, wouldn't it just be better to make your own game? Because then you'd have full creative control over it, and like take the best elements and like expand upon it and be your own person instead of like copying some like a person who only sings other people's songs. They're always kind of like overshadowed by the original artist. I feel like, since you don't know if you're gonna live a full life, um, well, you should be skeptical because can be odd at times. Uh, like, is it really worth treading old ground over and over again, or should you go and make your own thing? I feel like you can do both, but like, I feel like in order to like make a budget and have these things be successful, it's like you have to try and make your own game. And there's very few people who've got a lot of success off of starting by making other people's games. Maybe as an employee, but not as like a studio. If that makes sense. It's usually some type of original thing. But I don't know. I'm here because of the people who may or may not watch this video. But uh, that's where I'm at right now. I don't know if people relate to that or not, or if it's just like an anomaly, some type of alien post on this forum that'll just fade. But yeah, that's why I'm making the video more human, I guess. So yeah, for rambling off into oblivion, I'll end this. This has been Amnesia, signing out. Have a good one.